Hi guys, I'm Gretchen. I've never really made a video like this before, so cut me some slack, but I'm going to give you a tour of my bookshelf, because I think it'll be fun. So I have two bookshelves. This is the first one. Up here is my Jane Austen stack. I have her actual books. I have the Sense and Sensibility comic book, which is really cool, and it's actually Marvel, which is awesome. I have Me, Mr. Darcy, which is like fan fiction, create your own Jane Austen adventure, which was so weird and rude. You should check it out. Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies, which I actually haven't read yet. Then I have some comic books, Farscape comic, American Born Chinese, which is really good. The Bible, then my Harry Potter stack. I've got my little owl. I've got all my books. I actually have 3 copies of Half-Blood Prince, but that's the best one. That's the special edition. Then down here, I've got the Lightning Thief comic book, which is also really good. I've got the Artemis Fowl graphic novel, which is awesome. Any graphic novel based on a book is just fantastic. So, Percy Jackson, Artemis Fowl, Young Wizard series, which is amazing. She started them in the 80s and she's still writing them, and they're one of my favorite series. I definitely recommend them to everybody. And these covers are freaking adorable. Check this out. How cute is that? So cute. This is Rules for Writers. I got that for free in grammar class. Woo! Now I have some weird books. These aren't really organized anymore because I had too many books, so I just kind of shoved them in there. Got some Chinua Achebe, Little Women, Sherman Alexie, really good short stories. Speak, of course. Feed, which was horrible. I don't know, does anyone like this? If you do, please comment, because I only read the first chapter, so I don't know. I haven't read this book. Crispin, I liked when I was younger. I don't like it now. There's a teaching book, which was boring. Tuck Everlasting is fantastic. Amy Bender, she writes fantasy. It's like surreal fantasy short stories, and they're just amazing. So The Girl in the Flammable Skirt, if you like short stories. Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, that's more, that's Arthurian legend. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, House on Mango Street. We got some Aeneid up there, which is awful. Don't recommend that at all. I got some books in front here. We have Fault in Our Stars, signed. Ooh, check this out. I got it signed, and I have Hankerfish, so I was pretty excited about that. Will Grayson, Will Grayson, which is great. Midnighters, I really liked these when I was younger, Scott Westerfeld, but I haven't kept up with them. Nobody's Princess, I did a project on this book. It's about young Helen of Troy. It's kind of interesting. Darkness Becomes Her, it's more Greek mythology. Heavens for Real, I haven't read this. This isn't mine, this is a friend. Looking for Alaska, love that book, obviously. Wicked, I haven't read. Son of a Witch, I did read, and that was really good. Confessions of the Ugly Stepsister, I haven't read that one either. But Gregory Maguire's pretty good. Neil Gaiman, I got this at Salvation Army because I love Neil Gaiman, but I have not read it yet. So that's on my to-read list. The Mech Heroes, City of Fallen Angels, these is one of my guilty pleasures. Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare, if you like teen lit. I have an acting book because I used to be a theater major. The Sookie Stackhouse series by Charlaine Harris, which is the basis of True Blood. Those books are really good and really interesting. I have not read that book. Passing by Noah Larson, I read that for class. Aurora Leigh's kind of interesting, but hard to get through. More Charlaine Harris. Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. The book is really, really good. If you've seen the movie, it's much better. And if you haven't seen the movie, you should read the book. More by David Levithan and Rachel Kahn. Owen Colfer, I love him. He wrote Artemis Fowl, and this is an installment in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which I haven't read it yet, but it looks really good. I have a lot of books I haven't read yet, because I just don't have the time, and I just keep going to the library. Joy Luck Club was kind of boring. Prince and the Pauper, I thought this edition was really cool, but I actually haven't even read this book. Fellowship of the Ring, another cool edition. Obviously, I've read that one. The Things They Carried, haven't read that yet, but I really want to. American Primitive, this is Poems by Mary Oliver, and she's really good. Recommend her. Got this at the bookstore at my college, Emily's Ghost, and I think it's about the Bronte sisters, but I haven't read it yet. North and South, Elizabeth Gaskell is fantastic. There's a really good miniseries of that. Cheer by the Dozen, the book is so much better than the movie. I can't even explain it to you. It's like short little stories, and it's just so much cuter. Terry Goodkind, he has this this trilogy, or not trilogy, this is a series, but it's the basis of Legend of the Seeker. And the books are really good, but they're really long, so I've only read the first one. And that's more of him. The Epic of Gilgamesh is horrible and horribly boring. It was like the first written story or something. It's just awful. Panin by Nabokov is great. Nabokov's awesome. Trollbridge, I loved this book. It's called A Rock and Roll Fairy Tale. It's Jane Yolen, she's fantastic, and then this other guy, I think he wrote the lyrics or something. But that book's really good if you like fantasy. Devil's Arithmetic is amazing, another Jane Yolen book. She's really, really good. And this one is about the Holocaust, and it's not at all what I thought it would be. It's beautiful. Fever was really, really weird, and I don't really recommend it, but he's really smart, so it's kind of interesting. Here's more Scott Westerfeld. He wrote the Uglies series, and I really liked these books, but I'm not really sure why I bought them, because I never reread them. I even have that one hardcover. I don't know. I saw the movie of It's Kind of a Funny Story, and I really liked it, so I bought the book, but I haven't read it yet. So there's that. Me, Myself, and Bob is the autobiography of Phil Vischer, who created VeggieTales, and I almost finished that. I'm so close, but it's really good. Alright, last shelf of bookshelf 1. So here's Lamar Darthur. It is so long. Oh my gosh, it's like the ultimate collection of Arthurian legend, and I love Arthurian legend, but I just don't have time for this, so I haven't read that yet. Butterfly's Daughter was boring. I read that for class. Scorpions is great if you like children's literature. It's a really good book that's good for future English teachers. The Host by Stephenie Meyer was not bad. I really enjoyed it, actually, and I'm looking forward to that movie. Oh, here's my other copy of Half-Blood Prince. That's the one I got at the midnight premiere. These books are The Incredible Worlds of Wally McDougall, and these are like Christian short books about how he always gets into mischief, and they're freaking hysterical. I loved those when I was younger, so I have a couple of those. December Boys looked interesting. This was a whim at Barnes & Noble, and I have not read it. Habibi was pretty good. I wouldn't really recommend it that much. I have not read this book, and so I don't know how to recommend it. British Terabithia is one of my favorite books ever. It's beautiful, and I got this because I was the winner of the Go Fish Reading Club Award in 2002 to 2003. So that's pretty exciting, but I've read this book a lot, and it makes you cry. It's gorgeous. Recommend that to everyone. I took a poetry class, so this is just an anthology of poetry from around the world. So that's got a lot of good poetry in it. I had Junie B. Jones in Spanish because I really loved Junie B. Jones, and I was trying to learn Spanish, and so I thought it might help, and I've never read it, but, I mean, Junie B. Jones is awesome. Frank Peretti wrote these books, and these are like mystery Christian books, but they're like really cool and dark. Hangman's Curse and Nightmare Academy, and they're both really good. Hangman's Curse is a movie, and it's got, that girl who plays Blair on that show, Gossip Girl. Yeah, she's in it. Without You, this is Anthony Rapp's memoir. It's really interesting, and I actually have it signed by him because he came to my school. And it's a really cool memoir. If you like Rent, if you like Broadway, if you like memoirs, I definitely recommend it. Complete Works of William Shakespeare. This one's cool. It's like felt. It's really sweet. It's kind of like a Bible. I don't really use it, though, because it's huge. But it's interesting. Septimus Heap books by Angie Sage. I liked those when I was younger. She wrote more, but I only read the first 2. Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli. Amazing, amazing book. Crash by Jerry Spinelli. Also a very good book. That's a good one for children, too. Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. I love this book. That's a really good one. That's a classic. Frankenstein, I haven't read, but I like this version. It's creepy-ass cover. Catcher the Rye by J.D. Salinger. Haven't read this. Got out Salvation Army 2. But obviously I'm going to need to read it. Vampire Diaries, The Return. This is book 2 in her sequel series. It's the only one I own by her, and I haven't even kept up with that series, but I mean, it's pretty good if you like that kind of stuff. This is Dracula graphic novel. I have a lot of random graphic novels. And that's it for bookshelf 1. I just kind of made a mess of it.